I really hope that you are doing well. If you could do me a favor, in 20 seconds or 30 seconds of this video, if you feel like I'm getting somewhere with you and you may want to get more information from my videos, please subscribe or like this video, please. I would appreciate it. All right, let me get into it. If you are looking to buy a Ford Expedition or a Lincoln Navigator, mainly between the years of 2015 and 2017, you may want to do your research, and don't just take my word for it, but you may want to look into the 3.5 liter V6 EcoBoost engine that is in this vehicle and that's in all those vehicles. Now, while it is better than the Duratec engine that was in the previous models, which I hear is a nightmare because the water pump is actually inside of the engine, which I don't even want to think about that right now. The reason I'm bringing this up is because I just went through another situation. If you've seen any of my other videos where I talk about the issues that I've had with this Lincoln Navigator, the very first issue I ever had with it was a loss of power. And I got the BlueDriver and other, I basically pulled an OBD2 tester out and checked it, and it said that my turbo was failing. This is not good. This is a very expensive repair. Well, anyway, long story short, that story was that story, and I ended up having to take it to the dealer because no one else, including myself, could fix the problem. They have some sort of special code, some secret system with their computer that can talk to this vehicle and get it sorted out, and I should have just taken it to them in the first place. So when I started to have problems again this year, I decided to just go on and let them do it because I'm just over it. I am not a mechanic. At the end of the day, I am mechanically inclined. I can work on vehicles if need be, but it's not, let's just say as I get older, I'm becoming less patient with it. So I really don't want to get into it anymore. And I let them do it. But I just feel like to get a vehicle with 38,000 miles on it and to have all this, money just dumped into it, to me it's a lot of money. I mean, to spend thousands of dollars on the car in repairs and in just basically a year and a half, that's just not good. So I want you to really look out for that stuff, because it's really hard to win with these large American SUVs, these luxury SUVs. It's very, very difficult to get what you're really trying to get out of them, and that's reliability. They all seem to have their hang-ups. It's like GM has their hang-ups, and now I've heard some real horror stories about Suburbans going down, or Yukons, mainly Suburbans. I don't know why that is, but it's usually the actual, even though the Suburban, the Yukon, and the Escalade are the same vehicle, it seems like the Suburban is the one that I hear all the horror stories about. Don't know why, but that's just what I hear. So me being mainly a Ford guy and Lincoln, I decided to go with the Lincoln Navigator, this 2015 model. And for about 6 months, everything was great. And then after about 6 months, the honeymoon was over. All these weird things started to happen. I had the loss of power, as I said before, and ended up spending thousands of dollars trying to get this thing straight, from tune-ups and all that. Like I said, watch my other videos and you'll see what I'm talking about. Only to end up just taking it to the dealership and, coughing up a few $100s and finally just getting it right, and now it works. And with this situation where it was leaking, I had another guy who was the brother of my main go-to mechanic for many, 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 many years, literally decades, who died. And he looked at my car and or got underneath this thing and looked at it and said, okay, you've got some kind of a leak here, and I think it's coolant. I don't really know, but I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not getting into it. I highly recommend you take it to a dealer. So that was another reason why I just took it to them. I just didn't want to try to tackle it. Now, granted, I only had the car run hot one time, and not run hot to where there was like steam and everything coming out of it, because this would be an entirely different video if that were the case. I didn't do that, but I did get the high temperature warning. I pulled over, got the recommended coolant for this vehicle, came back and put it in here, and just kept a really close eye on it from there on out. Couldn't really figure out why it was doing that at, you know, roughly 50,000 miles. That seemed pretty odd for a car to be doing this. So it's safe to say the vehicle's definitely a lemon. I've dumped a lot of money into it. And when I say a lot of money, I would say all in all, I think I'm somewhere in the ballpark of, I will put it up on the screen if it's not too hard to find, but I would say I've spent at least $5,000 in, you know, unexpected repairs and maintenance on this vehicle. It eats up brakes like you wouldn't believe. This is kind of a review. That's why I'm posting it here, because I just want you to know that there are a lot of great things about this vehicle. This particular model seats 8 people. This is the long wheelbase model. So I can put 8 people in here and a lot of luggage. I mean, it's great. The seats feel nice and comfortable. I love the heated and cooled seats up in the front. You've got heated seats on the second row, but nothing on the third, just leather, and that's it. And you know, I just feel like you shouldn't have to dump a lot of money into a car. And if you go with, you know, say even an Infiniti, large luxury SUV, I spoke to a guy who was driving one of those and said that he had absolutely no problems with his. He loves it. He said he'll never drive anything else. For me, there's just not quite enough space. So the dilemma is, you have this amazing space with these American SUVs, especially with this Navigator. It's got more space than the Escalade. Now, not the brand new Escalades. The 2021 Escalades are going to have more space. But with this vehicle, so just wanted to give you a quick note and kind of a response to some of the other people out there who've told me about their problems with their Lincoln Navigators or their F-150s or their, you know, their Ford Expeditions. Anybody carrying this V6 3.5 liter EcoBoost engine under the hood, you know what I'm talking about. You know that it is not easy to deal with this vehicle. So just want to put that out there to you. If you are looking, if you're in the market for a large luxury SUV and you're considering going with either a GM or a Ford, let me tell you that you might want to think twice, or make sure you get the best service records to make sure that the previous owner took as good of care as I'm taking of this vehicle now. Because now that I have it, from 38,000 miles on, believe me, I am taking very good care of this vehicle. I'm all over it, but it is costing me. It's costing me big, so you need to keep that in mind. All right. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for making it this far. Please like and subscribe if you want to know more about other products, because I am an all-around consumer, okay? So I have lots of opinions about a lot of different types of products and services that are out there, and I would love for you to tune back in to get that information to help you on your path to making the right purchases in the future. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.